During this month's WinSig meeting, we discussed several chatbots. When Copilot by Microsoft was mentioned, some of the attendees expressed their preferences for Copilot results, but noted the lack of saved history for later use. I mentioned that I remembered using my history in Copilot, but couldn't recall how to find it. In this session, I will demonstrate that Copilot does, in fact, save your history and will show you how to locate and how to use it. This is Copilot, and I'm using the free version. You'll see I'm signed in. I've already signed in. If I look here, it shows that I'm signed in. It's a free version. We'll come back to this in just a moment. So all it says is, "Hi, Huey, how can I help?" And down here is where you type in what you want Copilot to answer. Someone mentioned they couldn't find history in Copilot. Well, it's quite easy to find if you know how. So let's learn how. You click on the Copilot icon. When you do, it brings you to this page, which gives you some suggestions, some things to do. But you'll notice now we have a time icon. And if we click that, it brings our history up. And you can scroll down and see all of your history. This version, I've not had a lot of history, but let's take a look at one from last November on resetting the password in Windows 11. I just have to click on that, and it opens up the entire conversation that I had that day with Copilot. Now, the issue is that there are several conversations in the middle of this. In other words, I switch topics without switching the page. Sometimes that's not a good idea. So what you want to do is just come down here to the plus and click on it and tell it you want new. Now you're starting out with a fresh conversation. And when it saves it, how do I register Copilot? And it gives you something here. So now let's go ahead and come over here and go back in our history. And you'll see under today is registering for Copilot. And if I click that plus again, it would add another conversation. So you want to divide the conversations. Don't go from one conversation to the other in the same prompt window. You want to start a new conversation. Now, if you need some help, if you come up here, you'll come down here to FAQ, F-A-Q, or FAQ. When you click it, it will open up your browser and it'll take you to frequently asked questions about Copilot. And there are several here, but let's take a look at my Copilot conversations saved. By default, the conversations you have with Copilot are saved, and you can view and access past conversations. For example, if you created a detailed trip itinerary with Copilot, the conversation you have will be saved. You can return to and reference that conversation by clicking the time machine icon. That's that little icon that I clicked on from the Copilot homepage. And so there are several items here that if you have some questions about how Copilot works and what you need to do with it, go ahead and take a look at the FAQ page. That's it. So again, to find your history, you want to just go to this icon and click on it, and there's your history. Thanks for joining. I'm Huey Poplock.